and welcome to Bangla City SATV News. This is Nahin Tahar with our headlines. None can stop the indomitable pace of the country's advancement, said Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. VC of SAS announced to accept any decision of the government if found guilty. 24 students go on hunger strike demanding VC's resignation. Country's first HD satellite channel SATV marks 10th anniversary today. SATV is now the television of the people of Bangladesh, said the managing director. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today said no one can ignore Bangladesh anymore as the image of the country has brightened thanks to its success in socio-economic development, promoting global peace and tackling domestic terrorism. The Premier said once there were so many negative words about Bangladesh in the international arena. Now the country's image has brightened because of its socio-economic development and for many other reasons. She said this while addressing the graduation ceremony of CSC 2021 and 2022 course virtually from her official residence, Gana Bhavan. Hasina said they won't fight against anyone, but they won't remain silent if any blows come to the independence and sovereignty. They have developed their armed forces accordingly. Meanwhile, Vice-Chancellor of Shah Jalal University of Science and Technology in Sylhet, Professor Fariduddin Ahmed, has announced to accept any decision of the government if found guilty in the investigation. However, 24 students of the university went on hunger strike unto death in front of the residence of the Vice-Chancellor of the university today. Since the VC did not resign by noon today, even after the students' ultimatum, they began the hunger strike at 3 p.m. Meanwhile, teachers of the university formed a human chain on the campus today, alleging that the anti-vice student has making indecent remarks on teachers. The country's first HD satellite channel, SATV, marks its 10th anniversary today. On January 19 in 2013, the satellite channel launched its first broadcast from Dhaka. SATV is a sister concern of SA Poribohon Private Limited, a renowned courier and logistical support provider in Bangladesh. The managing director, directors, journalists, broadcasters, producers, crew and staff celebrated the ceremony by blowing balloons and cutting cakes. Celebrations are also being held across the country through various events including colorful processions, discussion, meetings, cake cutting and blanket distributions. Dalia Nilafar has more.
On 19th January 2013, SATV, which is also known as South Asian Television, launched its first broadcast. Besides news, its programs include talk shows, dramas, national and international sports, music, movies, lifestyle, health and fashion shows. At the ceremony, the directors of the organization said in 9 years, SATV has become people's television. The channel is working hard to gain the trust of the people.
আমাদের এসএটিভি 9 বছর শেষ করে 10ম বর্ষে পা দিয়েছে।
Our SATV has entered its 10th year after finishing glorious 9 years. Inshallah, the plans that we have in the future are to provide our viewers with our objective news and standard programs.
আর আমরা ইনশাআল্লাহ সাথে আছি সব সময়।
From this day onwards, we are starting our 10th year in operation. I would like to thank all operators and business officials who have helped this journey up until now. That is all, and I hope to serve you better in the coming days.
Various programs are being celebrated in the occasion of the founding anniversary. Rashid Kanchan, the executive director of the company, said SATV is moving forward with self-respect in abroad as well as Bangladesh.
SATV is bringing a lot of surprises. We have instruction from the board to establish a 21st century television. Every kind of help will be provided by the board.
The managing director of the company, Salahuddin Ahmed, said SATV has promised to provide information, entertainment and necessary services to all from rural to urban area of the country.
আমি টেলিভিশনের মালিক কিন্তু আসলে আমি না, আমরা পরিচালক মণ্ডলী, আমরা কিন্তু পরিচালনা করি।
I'm not the owner of this television. I'm just in the management. The owners of this television are the people all over the country. All Bangladeshi expatriates around the world are the owner of this television. I dedicate this television to the people of the country.
আমরা যদি পরিচালনা না করি তাহলে তো সেটা থেমে থাকবে। তো কাজেই এই টেলিভিশনকে আমি দেশবাসীর কাছে আমি উৎসর্গ করলাম এখন থেকে।
On the occasion, the authorities greeted all visitors, crew, advertisers and well-wishers. As one of the first HD news channels, it soon became the most watched TV news outlet in the country and abroad. Its non-stop coverage of conflicts and uncensored talk shows were unprecedented in the region. And throughout the past decade, the newsroom has transformed the media landscape the world over. Many of the journalists here who have sacrificed a great deal for the sake of what they consider to be sacrosanct, the right of the people to be informed. However, the channel changed the idea of free speech in the region. Dalia Nilfar, SATV News Desk.
Journalist Habib died after a bike hit footpath in Dhaka's Hati jail. Habibur Rahman, a senior reporter of Daily Shomaralo, died after an accident in Dhaka's Hati jail area early today. Police said he sustained critical injuries after his motorcycle hit a footpath near Begunbari area. Pedestrian took him to Dhaka Medical College Hospital, where doctors declared him dead. The body was being kept at a hospital morgue for autopsy. Habib was a former organizing secretary of Dhaka Reporters Unity. Viewers, we are taking a short break. Stay with your Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back, and you're watching your Bangla City SATV News. Now we move on to the international stories update. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will meet his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Geneva on Friday to discuss the tensions surrounding Ukraine. Confirming it on Tuesday, the State Department added the sit-down follows Blinken's recent trip to Ukraine and Germany to meet with the Ukrainian president as well as his foreign counterparts. The meeting, which comes as the Russian threat toward Ukraine continues to loom large, will be the first high-level meeting between Washington and Moscow since last week's lower-level diplomatic engagement. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived on Wednesday in Ukraine in a show of support as fear grows of Russian invasion. He was greeted by Ukrainian officials on an icy moonlit tarmac and will later meet President Volodymyr Zelensky. Blinken heads Thursday in Berlin for four-way talk with Britain, France and Germany to seek Western unity. An explosion on an Indian Navy ship killed 3 sailors on Tuesday, the Defense Ministry said. It is unclear whether others were injured or what caused the blast. The crew on the INS Ranveer acted quickly to bring the situation under control and no major damage has been reported so far, the Defense Ministry said. The blast occurred in an internal counterpart on the ship while it was at the naval dockyard in the western city of Mumbai, officials said. A board of inquiry has been set up to investigate what had happened. The COVID-19 pandemic is far from over, the World Health Organization on chief said Tuesday, cautioning against a narrative that the fast-spreading Omicron variant is risk-free. Tedros Adhanom said this pandemic is nowhere near over. The UN Health Agency chief warned against dismissing as mild the coronavirus variant Omicron, which has spread like wildfire around the globe. The Omicron variant is much more contagious than previous strain but seems to cause less serious disease. World Health Organization has warned that the sheer numbers of people infected will mean many people are still falling seriously ill and dying. Afghanistan's acting Prime Minister Mullah Hassan Akhund on Wednesday called for international government to officially recognize the country's Taliban administration, saying at a news conference in Kabul that all conditions had been met. Foreign powers have been reluctant to recognize the Taliban administration, which took over Afghanistan in August, while Western nations led by the United States have frozen billions of dollars worth of Afghan banking assets and cut off development funding that once formed the backbone of Afghanistan's economy. Bollywood actress Deepika Padukone is to perform her own stunts in the upcoming film Pathaan, which also stars Shah Rukh Khan. Padukone will not be using a body double in Siddharth Anand's Pathaan and will be performing her own stunt. The actor is known to be very athletic as she performed some martial arts stunts in her earlier movies. Pathaan will also reportedly see Shah Rukh Khan perform some risky stunts of his own and will be joined by John Abraham as well as Padukone. Now we bring you a story from sports world. Bangladesh women's cricket team has won the Commonwealth Games qualifier again. The Tigers beat Kenya by 80 runs. Kenya were bowled out 445 after being bowled out 426 by Bangladesh. Bangladesh lost the toss and elected to bat. The Tigers lost 6 top-order batsmen for 50 runs. Salma Khatun and Ritu Moni's record of 75 runs for the 7th wicket in an unbroken partnership of 125 runs Bangladesh stopped. Salma 33 and Ritu Moni unbeaten 39 runs. Quinter Abel took 3 wickets. In reply, Kenya could not stand against the best bowling of Nahida Akhtar's cap. 10 batsmen could not touch the double digit. Shaharan Jumma scored maximum 24 runs in the inning. Nahida Akhtar took 5 wickets for 12 runs. Before ending, we go through your Bangla City SATV News headlines again. None can stop the indomitable pace of the country's advancement, said Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. VC of SARS announced to accept any decision of the government if found guilty. 24 students go on hunger strike demanding VC's resignation. Country's first HD satellite channel SATV marked 10th anniversary today. SATV is now the television of the people of Bangladesh, said the managing director. You're up to date with the top stories of Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest in SATV News, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with us.